Do you really think you understand romantic tension just because you've binge-watched dozens of dramas on Netflix? Most of us believe we've seen it all, until a drama comes along and quietly proves us wrong. In 2025, that drama was Dynamite Kiss. What looks on the surface like a simple office romantic comedy ends up creating a clear before and after moment in modern K-dramas. Once you understand what is happening behind the scenes, it becomes obvious why this series didn't just succeed, it exploded. Here are the deeper truths and real creative choices that explain why Dynamite Kiss became one of the most talked about dramas of the year. The first and most important curiosity starts with the person controlling the chaos, director Kim Jae-hyun. From the very first episode, many viewers noticed that something felt different. The camera moved faster, the cuts felt sharper, and the framing sometimes felt almost too intense for a comedy. But this wasn't a mistake or an experiment gone wrong. It was intentional. Kim Jae-hyun is not a director who comes from the usual rom-com world. Before Dynamite Kiss, he was responsible for the massive hit $1 Lawyer in 2022, a legal drama built on courtroom pressure, moral conflicts, and humor that cuts sharply through tension. In that world, every second matters, every look has meaning, and every pause is designed to keep viewers alert. He also worked on Now, We Are Breaking Up, which despite being a romance, carried a slow, melancholic tone filled with emotional distance and quiet pain. When SBS decided to trust a director trained in legal battles and emotional restraint to handle a romantic office comedy involving a fake baby and an explosive kiss, it was a huge gamble. But that gamble is exactly what gave Dynamite Kiss its unique identity. Kim Jae-hyun treated romance with the same seriousness he once gave to courtroom scenes. He framed emotions like evidence, reactions like verdicts, and misunderstandings like ticking time bombs. That's why even quiet scenes feel tense. The way the boss watches the protagonist from across the office, the way the camera lingers on small changes in facial expression, all of this comes from his procedural drama background. The result is a rom-com that feels visually richer and emotionally sharper than the average. The second curiosity revolves around Jang Ki-young and why Dynamite Kiss was never just another project for him. This drama marked the second time he worked with Kim Jae-hyun, strengthening a partnership that began during Now, We Are Breaking Up. That previous experience created trust, and trust is one of the most powerful tools in storytelling. According to the director, the moment he read the script description of Gong Ji-hyuk, a team leader who looks cold, distant, and perfectly controlled on the outside, but is awkward, gentle, and emotionally confused on the inside, he didn't hesitate. Jang Ki-young was the only actor he could imagine. Jang Ki-young has a rare ability. Physically, he fits the image of the unreachable executive boss, tall, elegant, and composed. But emotionally, he can break that image with tiny details. A gaze that drops when he's embarrassed, hands that move nervously when babies are involved, or a smile that appears at the wrong moment. Because of the trust between actor and director, Jang Ki-young was given freedom that actors rarely get. Several of the character's most memorable traits were never written in the script. The nervous hand movements around baby products, the subtle panic hidden behind calm reactions, and the awkward pauses were all improvisations during rehearsals. They worked so well that they became permanent parts of the character. This is why Gong Ji-hyuk doesn't feel like a standard drama role. He feels organic, like a real person struggling to stay professional while his world collapses under lies, diapers, and emotions he doesn't understand yet. The third curiosity is where Dynamite Kiss truly breaks tradition by destroying one of the most sacred unspoken rules in Korean romance storytelling, the famous episode 8 rule. Drama fans know this rule well. Half the series is usually spent building tension, avoiding contact, and waiting endlessly for a single hand touch. The kiss is saved as the grand reward. Dynamite Kiss refuses to play that game. True to its title, it delivers a powerful, emotionally charged kiss at the end of the very first episode. And not a shy or accidental kiss, but one filled with context, confusion, and intensity, happening during chaos on Jeju Island before the characters even reunite professionally in Seoul. What makes this choice genius is not the kiss itself, but what the writers do afterward. Instead of using the kiss as a climax, they treat it as the problem. The romance doesn't build toward intimacy, it starts with it. Everything that usually comes before the kiss, the tension, the hesitation, the confusion, comes after in the form of regret and embarrassment. This flips the entire dynamic. The audience is no longer asking, when will they kiss? Instead, the question becomes, how will they survive working together after what they did? This shift creates a deeper and more uncomfortable type of tension, especially inside a rigid corporate environment filled with hierarchy, etiquette, and unspoken rules. The fourth curiosity is the massive career leap taken by On Eun-jin as Go Darim. She came directly from My Dearest, a heavy historical drama filled with war, loss, and emotional devastation. With almost no time to reset her image, she jumped into a modern romantic comedy about a woman who lies about being a mother to get a job. This wasn't just a genre shift, it was a technical challenge. To avoid turning Go Darim into a caricature, On Eun-jin approached the role with serious research. She read real stories from mothers online, focusing on exhaustion, guilt, and constant pressure. She observed mothers in parks, noticing how they automatically adjusted clothes or held children without thinking. But the brilliance of her performance lies in balance. Go Darim is not a real mother. So On Eun-jin had to perform two characters at once. She needed to be convincing enough to fool the people around her, yet flawed enough for the audience to see the cracks. She mixes up parenting terms, gets diaper details wrong, and says things that sound sincere but slightly off. Korean critics praised her ability to jump between comedic panic and genuine vulnerability. Go Darim isn't lying because she enjoys it. She lies because she is cornered by a system that values labels over people. That makes her relatable, human, and emotionally grounded. The fifth curiosity highlights the role of the fake husband, Kim Sun-woo, played by Kim Moo-jun. Every big lie needs an accomplice, and he is the perfect disaster. Instead of creating a toxic love triangle, the drama chooses something smarter, friendly complicity. His character brings light, chaotic energy into every scene. Every time he appears at an office dinner or family gathering, the tension rises because you know something will go wrong. Behind the scenes, this chemistry worked so well that the writers expanded his role during production. He adds a second layer of humor that balances the intensity of the main romance. He's the loyal friend you love deeply, but would never trust to help you hide a secret. The sixth curiosity is one of the smartest world-building choices, the Mother Task Force team. Instead of a generic office, the writers placed the protagonist inside a department dedicated entirely to baby products. The irony is perfect. The only supposed mother is lying. The production team researched the childcare industry in detail, filling the set with realistic prototypes, charts, and product designs. The humor often comes from contrast, serious executives discussing diapers with scientific intensity while the protagonist pretends to understand motherhood. But this setting is also social commentary. It shows how personal experiences like motherhood are turned into commodities. Go Darim performs motherhood not to deceive maliciously, but to survive in a system that excludes her otherwise. The seventh and final curiosity lies in the writer's signature, especially co-writer Ha Yuna, known for Mystic Pop-Up Bar. While there's no magic here, fate itself feels like a character. Every time the lie stabilizes, something absurd happens. A surprise visit, a badly timed question, or an impossible coincidence. The pacing moves from calm to chaos intentionally. The drama asks viewers to suspend disbelief and enjoy the ride, because in this universe, fate has a sense of humor, and it enjoys testing liars. Dynamite Kiss is not just another office romance. It's a carefully constructed blend of comedy, tension, social critique, and emotional realism. It breaks rules, plays with expectations, and proves that romance can still feel fresh when creators are brave enough to take risks. And that is why Dynamite Kiss didn't just become popular in 2025, it became unforgettable. If you enjoyed this deep breakdown and want more real, thoughtful insights into the dramas everyone is talking about, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the next story might completely change how you see your favorite K-drama. Fire.